Welcome to Small Business Social, a podcast where we celebrate makers, dreamers, and doers building big things in their communities. I'm Kara Varikis.
I'm Steve Seymour.
And we're here to shine a light on small business owners and experts who inspire us all. This episode tonight is brought to you by Seymour Media, helping small businesses thrive with commercial photography and video, and the Bristol Bazaar, your go-to spot for the perfect gift. Today, we're sitting down with my husband, Eric. So I am so excited to have you.
He doesn't like being on camera.
No. So,
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get it. If you want vertical video, then that might help a little bit.
Thanks. So I'm excited to have you on because everybody likes to hear more about your story. Everyone gets to see about me and what I do with the Bristol Bazaar and Dusty Dude. So I think it's an awesome time to spotlight you and all the great things you do for both of our businesses. And so tonight is really just about shining a light on you and learning more about you for all of our listeners. So tell everybody a little bit more about yourself.
A little bit more about me. Jeez. See, this is tough.
You do so many things. That's why.
I know. So, where do you want me to start?
All right, let's start with the woodworking.
See, this is why I stay behind.
How did you get started in the woodworking business? How did you get started in that?
I started in that. It was kind of just like a hobby. I was literally just twiddling my thumbs with little pieces of cedar and stuff like that.
How long was that ago?
I was down in Florida, so that was 2015.
Mm-hmm.
I was living in Orlando at the time, and I was working as a restaurant manager at a golf course.
Wow, that's
Terrible job.
It's been 10 years and your work is that good?
Yeah,
he's got some great work.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
Jeez.
Yeah, so that's like kind of where like the want came in. I mean, I always like built stuff when I was a kid, like tinkered around with
Okay, so you're the guy that can figure out how to do things, basically.
Like,
I do it all.
Take something apart and figure out how it goes back together, like her laptop this morning.
Yeah, he fixed the battery on my laptop.
He
so
did?
now I don't have to be plugged into a wall all the time.
My goodness.
I'm very excited.
That's freedom right there.
Yeah.
That's a small business win to anyone listening.
It's the little things that make you
Don't
happy.
need to buy a new laptop anymore. So then I moved back up to Connecticut, got a job as like an apprentice at Woodbury Supply in Woodbury. And then I was there for 4 years.
You were
5
for
years,
quite a bit.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then COVID came. We kind of like, I was home for a while, 3-4
Something like that,
months,
months.
something
Yeah.
like that for a load. And we were already doing it on the side in our garage. And it got to the point where I was like, this is so much better than going to work. So
Anything's better than work, actually.
yeah. So shortly thereafter, I think it was like September that year, I put my notice in, and then
That was it.
How scary was that?
it wasn't too bad. She was still working her full-time job.
Oh, okay. So you still had
so it
some kind of
wasn't-
income
yeah,
coming
so
in.
like,
Okay.
we could,
Because some people don't.
yeah,
Right.
we could survive off, ramen if we had to, but
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't too bad. And the orders, they were coming in.
They were.
They
That
were
was a
coming
wild
in.
time for Dusty Dude.
It
Between
was.
like us putting in that big push to really, that was like the conversation we had was, okay, so how do we make this work? My salary will cover the bills and whatever, but eventually the goal was for me to get there too. And so we were like, how do we do this? How do we charge correctly? We were always questioning the prices that we were doing. How do we plan for the future? How do we get material? Because when we first started Dusty Dude, we were using drops and what was considered garbage from other people's projects to really kind of get ourselves up off the ground without having to invest in actual lumber.
That's got to be tough with the pricing, especially because you do so much custom work. How do you price that kind of stuff?
Honestly,
Is it by man hours or?
you try to estimate man hours. But for the most part, we always like to give a price ahead of time.
Right.
So if I undershoot the price by $2,000, that's
You got to
on me.
take the hit.
I
Right.
got to eat it. That's my fault.
But you've been doing it for a while, so you pretty much know
I have a good idea,
your
yeah.
pricing. So basically, it's with your growth that you learn your pricing structure.
Yeah, and what's interesting with the first couple years we were doing it is we always thought we were charging too much, and then we look back and we're like, we weren't charging enough.
No, the same thing with my business too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously when I first started, I tried to undercut everybody, you know what I mean? Like everyone does.
Just to get the job.
Just to get the
Right.
job done.
Yep.
And then they get used to that pricing And they're like, why'd you put your pricing up? Because I know what I'm doing now.
Right.
That's why. you
Well,
know
the
what I mean?
experience, yeah. I mean, and now you have a portfolio. I mean,
Right, you have a
both of you guys
portfolio.
have great portfolios full of wonderful work and great clients who I'm sure would give accolades to both of you guys. And I think that goes a really long way too in terms of growth of business is a lot of referrals. I mean, on the marketing side, I could talk all day about doing Facebook ads and, networking, but nothing is as good as, if Eric built a desk for you and
I'm still waiting.
and your
Just
friends
kidding.
came over and were like, oh my gosh, look at that desk.
Right.
Be like, oh, here, I know a guy, he does great work. This is exactly how things went. And nothing is better than a referral,
Right, exactly. That's how I get 90% of my business is referrals.
is it?
Yep, absolutely.
That's huge.
Yeah. With my business, well, one of my businesses, CT Real Estate Photographer, right? Mm-hmm. So when you're typing in Google, what do you type in?
Right.
those
Real
exact
estate
keywords.
photographers in Connecticut, right?
Right,
So that's
right.
my name. So
I love
obviously
that.
I'm going to be at the top of the list. You know
That's
what I mean?
totally
Really?
different than
Yeah.
Dusty Dude Woodworks.
But I like
can't-
that. That's the coolest name ever, though.
Do you know how many different names we've gotten? Like Dusty Dude Works, Dude Works.
Oh, everything.
No, Dusty Dude Works is awesome. But I thought the Dusty Dude was you.
No, most people do.
Until she gave me
Yeah.
the rundown
yeah,
or whatever.
we should tell everyone who's listening who is the true Dusty Dude.
True Dusty Dude is Oreo, our dog, our fluffy black and white dog who his nickname was the Dude for the longest time.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, it kind of faded out.
Probably just easier to
Yeah.
call him Dude.
Yeah, pretty much.
was.
Yeah,
Dude, get out of the sand.
Yeah,
Get out of
pretty much.
get out of the sawdust, dude.
That's it. So he'd just be laying there in the corner. I have to give him a bath again. But yeah, so
Well, especially when we first started the business, when we were in your friend's basement, that's where he hung out.
yeah,
And
Dan's basement.
the
Yeah.
bench was like, I don't even know how long was the bench that you had.
It was
was so
literally
small.
It was an old door. I
Yeah.
took and just put legs on and like
Right?
It, was
It
very
works,
OG.
right? It
the
works.
first shop was that. Yeah, a door on sticks and a chop saw. Like that was pretty
Yeah.
much it.
So, what would you say to people that are struggling with their pricing? Doesn't matter with
Yeah.
which industry you're in. Some people panic. Am I charging too much, too little? What would you suggest to them so it's not so scary for them? But like a strategy, basically, what would you
So
tell them?
if you feel confident standing behind your work, you can charge a premium for it.
Yeah,
Most of it is like imposter syndrome. You're like, I don't think it's good enough.
Yeah.
Because especially like in video editing and woodworking is whenever I'm done with a project or doing it, all I see is what mistakes are in there.
so you're like me, a perfectionist.
I don't see the good part of it. I only see what
People
I could
think,
have done better.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
you're what I do is I think I'm like, what are my peers gonna think? Like
Yeah.
Right?
fellow woodworkers, you're like, that dude's gonna find that in a second.
Right,
You know what
right.
I mean?
Especially,
So
carpenters are famous for going, oh, this guy doesn't know what
right,
he's doing.
exactly.
I
That
know
cut
what he's
is
doing."
not wrong. I would not have cut it that way.
Yeah, he's a degree off. It is what it is. But like you got to get past that point where you're like you don't think your work is good enough, and then you genuinely pick a set price that you feel you deserve,
And then
as
stick
your
to it.
hourly rate or yearly rate, and stick to it.
Just
Yeah.
stick to it.
It is what it is. Yeah.
And then and it helps too, I'm sure, like you said, that you still had income coming in. So in other words, basically what they're saying is if you have a partner or someone that you're with that can cover the bills, you might have to eat ramen like you said, but that's part of the small business thing.
part of it,
but
yeah.
make sure that you're not putting yourself in a position where you're going to be homeless either.
Right.
But if you own a business in a building and you can technically sleep there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's,
If
you're not on
you
the
have to
street.
do
Yeah.
it. Yeah, exactly. You have to do what you have to do. You know what I mean? If you have to crash a couple nights just to, instead of putting the lights on,
Yeah.
put the lights on in your studio or whatever,
I mean, there's been weeks at a time, months at a time where we both worked 80, 90 hours a week.
Yeah.
And on top of your full-time job. And
Right.
it's just, it feels like it's never going to end. And in a certain respect, it almost doesn't, because when you own your own business, you're always on call. There's always something always comes up.
That's the worst part. Yeah.
But you're not always in the thick of it all the time. But when you're starting out, you're in the thick of it. You have to grind and do it all and work till 2, 3, 4 in the morning and then
Yeah.
back up at 6. And it's part of it when you start out. And when you break it down by hour, like when you're working those hours, you realize, oh, I'm making like $8 an hour.
Yeah. If that, right.
Yeah.
If that, right. Exactly.
But eventually it does get worth it because all that extra time you put in, you're learning how to not make it take that much time. Or you're
Right.
learning, okay, I'm spending 2 extra hours sanding this piece and it really doesn't need it. I was done 2 hours ago. I'm just
Right.
going over it and going over it.
So
and
you
going
learn
over it.
from your mistakes and what works and what doesn't work. Okay.
Yeah. And the things that you can cut out and the things that, like my biggest suggestion is the things that only you notice, just forget it. Like, done. Leave well enough alone.
Right.
Yeah.
It
It took a long time to get to that point,
to get to
though.
that point because there'd be points when I was like this close to being done with projects. I'm like, let me just do that. Let me just do it. And then I break something.
Yeah.
And now I got to
Do it all over again.
3 more hours or 4 more hours just to fix what I did.
Which is
to
time.
refinish
Time is
it.
money.
Yeah. So
Oh,
you're
yeah.
losing it. So like the little thing that I'm trying to fix, I'm the only one who sees it.
Right.
Right.
So basically, he's saying not to cut corners, but don't paralyze yourself with your own perfectionism or whatever. If
Yes.
someone likes the piece, especially in your profession, you put stuff out on a table. People see it and they like it. If it's got an imperfection and they still like it and they're buying it, what the hell? Why not? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Doesn't matter.
That's the way you should look at
Yeah.
it, technically.
Now, I mean, when you're doing custom work, it's a little bit different
Yeah.
because people have different expectations.
Right.
And that depends on the clients you're working with.
Exactly. And that's usually a step process as you go along, I'm sure.
Yeah. They know what they're getting from you and the service that you provide. So as long as you stick within, your work and your promise, you're going to be fine.
Right.
Yeah.
And obviously you need a good rapport with the person too.
Yeah.
Personality helps a lot.
Yes.
That's helped me a lot, and I'm sure it's helped you too. You're Mrs. Sunshine over here.
When I was working 80, 90 hours a week, I was not Mrs. Sunshine.
You did
Please
pretty good.
please speak
good,
on
I
that, Eric. I just want you to get a couple video clips every once in a while. Just send me a couple of her ranting and raving.
He's not really a ranter and raver, though. you
No,
know?
I'm definitely more on that emotional side, though. Like
Yeah.
we definitely
you're a
balance each
weeper?
other out. I guess it depends.
If you get really cooked.
Yeah. Like those times when I looked at you at like 1:32 in the morning and I was like, I don't think I can stand and sand anymore or push another board through any machine. Like I was just exhausted. And I remember going and getting a moving blanket that was probably disgusting and putting it on the floor. And I just laid there for 5 minutes.
Wow.
And that was it.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I was so exhausted physically, mentally. I just needed to like not for 5 or 10 minutes. And then I got back up and we just kept going. We had a
have to,
deadline.
yeah.
There was already a truck coming to pick up pieces. Like
Yeah.
that was it.
It was like 3 a.m. and the whatever delivery, I can't remember the company, but
Yeah.
whatever delivery truck was like ready to be there at 8 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy was nice enough. Like we
Yes.
weren't quite done. We needed like a half hour. And he's
Well,
like,
which isn't too bad.
It's not too
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, go
but
grab
so,
a
like,
soda or so, go grab
waited,
a coffee.
He could have just
did.
left, but he waited.
He
so
was
everything
wonderful
got there
to
on
us.
time. But yeah, you have to do what you have to do.
How do you handle difficult customers? Or have you had
With it-
any? I'm sure you've had some.
No, of course, everybody does. Honestly, I usually just kill them with kindness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't cost me much or anything,
Right.
give them what they want.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
They just want to be heard.
they pretty much they want to be heard, or it's usually if they're nitpicking at things and be like, "This is the quality of product I provide. This is my service." So I'm sorry. There's been situations like if somebody's just extras, like I'm sorry they didn't work for you. We'll either make a new one, repair it. Certain expenses, certain examples, we'll just give them a refund and
Right.
move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you're better off just cutting ties.
Do you let them keep the product?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Cool.
All right. I want you to build me.
Yeah. It doesn't come up much. It's very rare. It's
I don't
very,
like
very
this,
rare
Eric.
because
It gets horrible.
we will do pretty much anything to make sure that the
Right.
product is right.
That's-
But
yeah.
there are times when no matter what,
You can't
customers
satisfy.
just can't please.
Right.
No matter what you do, there's no please.
And that's in every industry. So don't take that personal
Right.
because
Mm-hmm.
it happens in every industry. Like he's woodworking, I'm media,
Yep.
she's marketing. It doesn't matter what business you're in.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be anything. It could have been on me. I maybe miscommunicated what we were going to do, and
Right.
I don't remember everything that comes out of my mouth, so it's possible. I have no idea.
Yeah, well, you have a million things you got to
You
think
know,
about
there's
too.
so much
That's
going on,
another
but-
thing about being a business owner is
Yeah.
you have so much on your mind, and your client, that's your one client. They only think about their piece. They don't realize all the stuff you have going on in the
Right.
background.
Right,
So
right.
just like when you have to tell them, hey, you're gonna have to wait a month or 2 months or what, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Well, we got good at that. We were late for
Oh,
a very,
man.
very
We
very
were.
long time.
And we tried so hard. We tried so hard not to be.
We really did.
And
Yeah.
it just, we couldn't help it.
It's because it compounds, one job goes an extra day longer than you plan, and then that adds another day, and then, one job goes an extra week. And it just, by the end of it, you're 2 months behind schedule.
Right,
Right.
right.
It's just,
And then the
already
orders are stacking up.
Right.
yeah, they're stacking up. Or like if we've done things, where we've worked with other people on houses where like we're waiting for construction to be done for a certain area so we can get in there.
Okay,
Right.
I
It's
see.
like, well, now we can't get in there, so now we have to take this project and move it over here and take this one and move it over there.
Right.
But this client can't do it at this time. It's just,
It's like a shell game. You just got to
Yeah.
keep
Yeah.
moving stuff around
Pretty
to,
much, yeah.
accommodate everybody
Yeah.
and get it out on time, which is
yeah,
tough.
you do the best you can, no matter what. Someone's going to be upset at the end, if you have that going on.
Right.
You can't please everyone.
Now, when you recently partnered up with someone?
Yeah, J Brandon Co.
Yeah.
So it was funny is Brandon and I worked together at Woodbury Supply,
Okay.
and then he went on his own a little bit before I did.
Yeah.
But he does mostly remodeling. He does still do some woodworking. So we've partnered with him.
So like interior stuff like
And
that.
exterior. So he'll do
Yeah.
decks.
Yeah, well, yeah, like
Decks.
carpentry.
yeah, carpentry.
stuff.
Well, so he does. So he personally does like the carpentry and things like that. But
Yeah.
he works with the team. So if you need a new bathroom,
Right.
he can get
Do
that
that
in for
part,
it.
but
Yeah,
then
do
you'll
the
do it.
tile, getters, plumbers in, electricians, and do
Yeah.
all that stuff. And we'll do some of the woodworking, or he'll do some of the woodworking. We've partnered to like expand our networks
Right.
together.
How does that affect you in any way? Did you have a problem? Well, not really a problem. Do you have to give up some type of, not power, but you know what I mean?
It's actually kind of the opposite, I would say, only because so when we went into this partnership, it was Eric and I would still keep all of our relationships on the Dusty Dude side, and
Okay.
we would then kind of pass work to Brandon because we know that he has the same quality of work that we've had under the Dusty Dude name,
Okay.
and now offer even more services. So because
Like
of the bazaar,
subcontract type thing?
kind
in a way?
of, but it's all
In a
under
way,
the
yeah.
same umbrella.
Yeah.
Because he's like, we're so busy down at the bazaar that he's not able to be in the shop as much as we had wanted.
Yeah. So
And
I'm,
so now he's being able to take that step back.
yeah, I'm rarely in the shop these days. A couple jobs here and there, or like building a gazebo. If we're building stuff for the bazaar or for our house or wherever, I'm doing that. But me personally, I'm not building as much.
Right.
So J Brandon Co is taking care of most of it. There are little things because he's got a packed schedule too. So
Right.
same thing. If people have certain timelines, like we got a cornhole set order that this company gets from us every year, same
Yep.
time of year. So he's got a busy schedule. So I'm gonna get in there and knock those out and get them out to him.
Right.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
So as far as the Bristol Bazaar goes, how did you first start hiring people? Because a lot of people get stuck with that. I'm one of them. What I do is with my work, I subcontract stuff because it's not a constant, and I don't want someone relying on me to pay their mortgage.
Right.
If I'm slow,
Right.
they're screwed too. Or I
Right.
gotta. So, are you guys at that point where you can hire someone full time and
So we have had one part-time staffer for, oh my gosh, she's been with us for 2 years.
It's about 2 years now. Yeah.
She's wonderful. She does all her closing shifts and works on the weekends. And now we've just gotten to the point where we brought on a second part-time employee, and that will help us because we have the Big E coming up. So Eric and I go up there for all 17 days. And so last year we did the good old small business divide and conquer, and it conquered us. We did it, but it was really hard. I got sick It was just exhausting, but we did it. It was one of those situations where we were approached and it was the say yes in the moment and figure out how to do it later.
I'm the same way. I'm the exact
We
same
do
way.
that a
Yes.
lot.
Yeah.
And it was so worth it. And so we're doing it again this year.
So
but
how did you get to
now-
that point financially though to afford? I know obviously you have more business, you
Yeah.
make more money, but how did you get to that point where you could say, okay, I can hire someone and they can depend on that paycheck every week?
So it was really looking at forecasting.
Yeah. So we spend a lot of time in our budget sheets that we've made and forecasting what sales are going to be. And there's certainly times when we're like, oh, we're not paying ourselves this week because we,
Yeah.
you know,
Okay,
It's
so
just not there.
you'll take the hit for
we'll take the hit
the
if we have
employee.
to. So by the both of us joining Dusty Dude when we first got going, we learned how to live off of like nothing.
Almost nothing.
Right. The land.
Yeah.
It
wasn't
like because we're very simple people.
Yeah.
We don't need extra stuff.
I admire people like that. I do.
The
Seriously.
fur babies
know?
always eat better than we do.
No, mine
To
does
this
too. He
day.
gets
Yeah.
cut up steak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not lying either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fresh water every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Seriously.
So it's more about like getting that more predictable revenue stream coming
Right.
in. So you'll know what's coming up ahead in front of you. So like we have our budget like all the way out through the end of 26 because we're like, we need to know.
See, that's good about you
If-
guys. You guys are booked way ahead of time, so that's a definite money.
That helps. Yeah. And
Yeah.
for the most part, I mean, the rent, like, especially up until next year, we have a little bit of a price increase. The rent barely covered expenses that like we get in from the makers. Because we again, like with the Dusty Dude, we undershot it.
Yeah.
We didn't know. We're just, okay,
Right.
Yeah.
see what it is.
And then we lived it.
yeah,
You know,
we
now
lived
we
it. We
have
took-
years of data.
Yeah, we took a hit for a while and we learned.
Yeah.
And the thing we've realized big time is by hiring more people, we can focus on
Other-
bringing in okay, so we have our business. Now, how does it generate more revenue?
Right.
Right.
We have this tool, this great
Right.
tool. This is why we renovated the think tank. It just wasn't really getting used at all.
Right.
But it was a great concept. We're like, oh, people come in, they'll meet, and they'll do this stuff, and it
Yeah.
got used like 2 hours a week, if that.
Yeah.
tops.
Right.
Just a waste of space. So now we're taking as much time as we can to go out, and she's doing more shows, and we're doing more. We're reaching out more to local businesses and collaborations. We're trying to just do anything possible to bring in more revenue. By having staff there at the register,
You have time
we're
to do
not.
that. now.
Yeah, we're not chained to the store. We can
Right.
actually go out and try to make the business better rather than
And
being
do
at
a
the
lot of big
register.
thinking. You
Yeah.
know, you and I talked about this, I think, last week on the show. Like sometimes we record our conversations when we go to the dog park, or we have, notebooks and notebooks of information, or we have coffee every morning. And like, that's when our minds are the most fresh. And then one of us has to go in and run the register for 8 hours or whatever it is, whatever that shift might be. And your creativity just kind of plummets.
So it's foreplay in the morning. Is that what you guys call foreplay? Business foreplay. That's what it is.
But yeah, so being able to now bring on a second part-time person is tremendous for us, for the business, for the makers. But it's taken years to get there,
It's
and
taken-
it's
and-
okay. We planned for that.
We planned for it, and I mean, in order to do it, we take a cut out of
Yeah,
what we take home. So
Right.
again, we're used to getting by on pretty much nothing.
Okay.
So like, it's weird. You get past that point and you feel like you're like, oh, I have all this freedom. I'm so well off. It's like I'm actually still making less money than when I had a job.
Right. No, right. No,
Yeah.
you're totally right.
But it just feels very different.
Right. Right.
So like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to say. I'd rather put all the money that we can into the business to get it to where it needs to be. So
Okay.
then that way, in 5 years,
You can show up and just do the books or whatever, and
or be focusing on the next big picture or whatever.
exactly.
It is.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I totally understand that.
Yeah.
Yep. It's
So-
good that you have a partner like that, though. You know what I mean? That does the marketing and stuff like that.
I-
And
Wouldn't be
You're-
where we are without her.
I know, me
I
neither.
think it's interesting because I get people all the time that say to me, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you work with your husband all the time. You're at home together. You work together. How awful. And I don't feel that way.
Yeah.
Well, you
And-
really don't have time to even, no, honestly, you don't, because when I do, I come to the store, but you're at the counter. He's up in the rafters somewhere doing something. So it's not like you guys are sitting next to each other all the time. You know,
No.
you're in and out and here and
Yeah.
there. And so it does have a partner that you actually like.
Yeah.
I've been married to my wife for over 20 years and we haven't had one fight.
That's amazing.
That's
No one
pretty
believes
amazing.
that, but it's
pretty
totally
It's
true.
believable.
Never raised our voices, never
Yeah.
had, nothing. It's weird. I'm ready. I am ready.
Ready to go. You're like, come on.
I've been stewing, waiting for this.
I think, I don't know. I feel like not everybody is as fortunate as we have been to be doing what we do, things that we love, travel together, like do all the things that we do in business also, because there's a lot of solopreneurs out there who have to figure it out by themselves. Like we do a lot of coaching for our makers that are with us, and a lot of people are truly just doing it alone. I can't imagine doing what we've done by myself. I mean, I couldn't do woodworking anyway, so that's fine. But
But it's
I don't
tough.
know.
Like we both have very different backgrounds and skill
Yes,
sets.
very different.
And they mesh very well.
Well, sometimes that's the key, though. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Because my wife, it was a teacher for 30 something years, and I was not.
she taught me and my sisters.
And
Thank you.
I was not a teacher. I dropped out of school, But I have such a drive, and I couldn't stand working for other people.
Yeah.
When I started, I was a DJ, and I was started to do this in high school. I'm like, wow, I'm making $2,000 for the weekend,
Wow.
and this was back in 80 something. So
Yeah.
I'm like, why am I in school? But then again, I blew a lot of that money, and I didn't have, insurance and all the other stuff that comes along with
Yeah.
it. And I kind of regretted it, but I was always into photography, and I started doing that. But then my wife is just like, you gotta, she has insurance, which is a good thing, So we feed off each other. It's just like
sure.
you and your husband, you know what I mean? My wife has the insurance part, and if something goes wrong with me, she can cover our ass for,
Right.
the house. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So
Right.
it's always good to have a partner, whether it's your husband, wife, or whatever. It's good to have that, or something that's a really, really, really reliable friend.
Yeah.
Because if you hire friends, sometimes they take it to the next level. Oh, don't worry about it. Steve won't care.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
want that either.
No.
You know what I mean? Have you guys ever done that?
Not really.
No.
No.
No, you haven't.
No, we haven't really. I mean, well, Brandon's a friend.
Yeah.
But he's a friend, but we met through work. So like we've
Right.
always worked together.
Okay.
So like it's kind
And
of
you
a
work
different
very well
dynamic.
together too.
Yeah, we do. So it's a different dynamic because like it's not like we've never like some of my friends I've never worked with before, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't know how they would work or what their style is, but like we already
so
we already
you
did it,
knew.
so
Yeah.
we knew. Yeah.
Okay, I see.
So it's kind of a different situation.
Yeah, I've hired multiple people. When I had one of my first businesses was a cleaning business, and I had 20 something businesses that we used to clean,
Wow.
a couple banks and stuff like that. And I would hire all my friends. I go to collect the checks from these people, and they would say, "Your crew hasn't showed up here in a month."
Oh my gosh.
And meanwhile, I'm paying these guys at the same time.
Sure.
Oh,
Right. Why not?
Oh man.
So
Can't even imagine.
see you later, bye bye. You know what I mean? But then again, I was like, you know what? I don't even want this. I get bored with businesses. Basically, I'll start one up and I want to do something else. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Yeah.
I think that is a typical entrepreneur thing. I wouldn't say we get bored, but we just want to see like what's next. What's the next level?
Exactly.
What's,
Next best thing.
Yeah, and we were talking about this a little bit before. Like I've noticed over the last few years, like I just have a trend in my life where every 4 or 5 years I just need some
Like a
kind of
pivot.
change, something big. Which is why I've had so many different careers and jobs and lived so many places. I was like, I don't know why, but it seems to be that 4 to 5 year mark where I'm like, okay, it's time for something
Yeah.
new.
Right.
And it's
Yeah.
just like layering everything. We started with Dusty Dude in your friend's basement, and then Dusty Dude in a shop, and then Dusty Dude with the gift shop. and then the
Mm-hmm.
bazaar. So now we have all these things that, we don't have the gift shop in Dusty Dude anymore, but we have Dusty Dude and the Bristol Bazaar, and now I'm doing this, which I love. So we're just kind of like adding those layers on, which I think is really cool over
Yeah.
time.
That's good.
So fun question.
Uh-oh. Is this towards me or towards
No, it's
him?
going to be for everybody.
For the
No,
room.
not-
So, I always think it's interesting.
But when you start off with fun questions,
Yeah.
that's what scares me. Go
No,
ahead.
no, it's
go ahead.
fun. It's
Okay.
good. I know my answer to this, and I'm pretty sure I know Eric's answer to this.
Oh, so basically
But-
you're just directing
but
this
I
at
want
me.
everybody to answer in their own way so that everyone listening could hear it.
Okay.
When you were growing up, or at any point before you started to own your own business, did you ever have that moment where you were like, I definitely want to be an entrepreneur, quote, like when I grow up? Guys.
No. Well, the thing is I always wanted to start my own business.
Really?
I didn't know how. Once I started, I worked Taco Bell. My very first job was a landscaper. I wasn't old enough. I lied on my application to get the job till I got busted. They told me to drive the car, but I need you to see your license just to put it on our record. And I didn't have a license because I was only 15 years old. So I got fired on the spot. And then I worked at Taco Bell, became a shift manager. And then I was like bored with that. I'm like, all right. So then I had a baby, worked at McDonald's and Burger King at the same time. I would leave McDonald's, then go to Burger
my
King.
God.
So then I'm making this piss ass money. Excuse my language, but I'm like, I can, and then I started doing the DJ thing. I'm like, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I need to make a business out of it. So I did make a business out of it. You have to have that drive though. And like I said, support from home.
Right.
At that time, I didn't have support from home, but I had to make it work. Sometimes when you're put in that position, you have to make it work.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a time
Yeah.
I was homeless.
Yeah.
You would have never thought that
No.
if I didn't tell you. You know what I
No.
mean? So people say, "Oh yeah, you got a good Steve." I don't. You have so much money. No, I don't. I work.
Yeah.
The money and things that you see around are two totally different things.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it.
Yeah.
So basically, what would you want to tell our listeners if you had to give one thing of advice to people who are just starting out? What would you say to them?
To get started,
Not to get
Or-
started, but like
like mentally.
mentally.
Get into it.
yeah,
Do it.
Do
just
it.
Just
take
do
the
it.
chance and do it.
All right. So, well, short story. Yeah, just do it. Like.
But if you
said,
say it
but-
like that, there's gonna be a lot of homeless people.
Yes. So,
So with the caveat of
yes. Prepare yourself as much as you can, but you'll never be fully prepared. So
Yeah.
don't wait for you. So don't wait to be fully ready.
Mm-hmm.
You just need to be ready to start. You don't need to have everything in front of you. Like you said, we would just say yes and figure out how to
Yeah.
do it later.
That's a perfect way of
Yeah.
putting it.
yeah.
it's true though, because for me, like I never would have expected to be an entrepreneur at any point in my life. Now looking backwards, it makes complete sense.
Yeah.
Like I didn't fit in anywhere. It was my whole, saga of job hopping and in school, I was not a great student.
My wife said you were.
Oh, that's
She
great.
said you were one of her best students, actually.
So glad.
I'm not lying either. Go
What
ahead.
grade was this?
Seventh.
Grade.
Okay, so you were up there. Okay, I didn't know if it was like second
science.
grade or first
No,
grade
she
or
taught
something.
science for us.
Yep.
After you.
Isn't that weird?
That is weird. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the roller coaster for me of emotions that I've gone through since we started Dusty Dude full time is wild. I mean, the like I feel like we've echoed this on the show. The highs are so high and the lows can be really low. And most of your time you're just kind of cruising in the middle. And you kind of get bored some days, but you still have to show up and do the things. And I think showing up even on days we don't want to is also really big. Days that I didn't want to go into the shop and we had to. We had to make 400 cutting boards by
You got deadlines.
3 a.m.
Yeah.
and I didn't want to do it. But we did it.
Yeah.
So
Basically, yeah, you need the mental and you need the physical,
Yeah.
the stomach for small business
Yeah.
because it's not
Yeah.
easy. You have to expect the worst
Right.
yes.
and hope for the best.
Right.
basically.
I think where a lot of people get confused is that like, oh, like woodworking. I enjoy woodworking. I do, but they think, oh, you must just love every day. It must be great. And it's like you spend just as much time doing stuff you hate doing,
Right.
just because it's part of the business. You
Absolutely.
have to do it. Like I'm pretty good with customers and things like that, but I hate phone calls. I hate doing emails. I hate doing all that stuff. And
That's why you got her.
yeah.
See, that's a perfect partnership.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But it doesn't always work out where, she's got something else going on and I got to take care of it. And it just is what it is. It's part of it. And that's just one example. There's plenty of other things. But it's as long as you keep that end goal in mind, like why are you doing it? I'm doing it for freedom.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So I don't have to one day, hopefully before I'm 65, I don't have to be anywhere at any given time.
Right.
We'll still always work. We'll still get things done, even probably still go down to the bazaar and clean the fountain and drain the fountain. But like
Oh, yeah.
I don't have to be there.
Be so hands-on.
Don't have to
Right.
be like strapped to a desk or strapped to the shop or
Or
whatever
strapped to
it
the
may be.
girders, putting up decorations.
Yeah. But you do it to get to that goal. Like that's where we want to be. That's
Was there ever a point in either businesses where you guys felt like it's more work than fun?
Oh, yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah. I mean, we enjoy what we do, the people we work with, all of that. But there are days where, like I said, you just have to show up and you don't want to. Sitting through, whether it's sifting through emails or posting social media for me is.
But in general, do you like what you do?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
In general.
In
Yeah.
general, absolutely.
You
Yeah.
do.
You look at it as a whole. Yeah, I do
Yes.
like it. But there's the days where like you can't just call out sick. If you have a
Right.
regular job, even if you're not sick, you're like, I don't really feel
Yeah.
like going. I'm not feeling great. You can't do that.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Just doesn't exist. So the recharge time is very important. Sometimes, well, I shouldn't say sometimes, most of the time gets forgotten.
Well, it's the topic we talked about last week with burnout. So is that something that you want to talk about even just for a few minutes, how you have experienced it, what you've kind of done and what you've learned really over the years with both businesses?
I am very good at go, 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 go.
Collapse.
But it will be for like
Months.
10 minutes. Oh,
no, no. I will keep going for months.
oh,
on
you'll
end.
go for a month. Okay.
And then I don't get like emotional and burnout or whatever like that. I'll
You don't
take it-
get
I'll take-
burnout after
No,
all
I
that
get
work. I
burnout.
see.
No,
I get burnout looking at you.
But like I will get like I'll take a hammer and I'll smash my workbench.
Okay.
And I get my frustration out.
So do you have? All right. So what I do is I take certain times of the day either to take a walk. We were talking about this last week. Do you do anything like that? Do you have something where you can just like take a break for a couple hours?
Play golf.
You play golf. Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah, he's
You're
a really great golfer.
professional golfer. I forgot. Must be nice.
I was an assistant pro. And I
Yeah.
was not a professional golfer. I was an assistant pro for a few years.
Wow.
He's
So-
teaching me.
It's basically I was better at golf than I am now, but you're assistant manager of a golf
That's your
course,
getaway, though.
essentially.
Basically,
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
get
I love
away for a
playing
couple
golf.
hours, hit the
Yes.
course, and then
Yes.
boom, boom, boom.
And so my biggest issue with like getting away and stopping working is starting again.
Okay.
I'm very streaky. So
Yeah.
I have a golf trip that I go on every March, and usually there's a giant list of stuff I got to finish before I go. So I'm like, boom, 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 knock it all out, and then it's vacation time. And then when I get back, I don't want to do a damn thing.
All right. So when you're on vacation, are you thinking about work?
No, I can
Really?
separate.
You can
I'm good.
you can just cut it off
I'll
just like that.
answer, if I have she needs me to answer some stuff real quick or do this or that, or, there's, the year
Yeah.
we were applying for all the grant
Yeah.
funding, I had to do
Like a signature, the
spreadsheets
stupid
and
little
stuff like
things.
that. But I would get up, 5:30 in the morning. I'd do it for an hour.
And it
then
doesn't
we'd go
affect the
play
rest
golf.
of your day.
No,
Yeah, it was great.
no, I can disconnect. which is why
I wish I can do that.
Me too.
I'm not emotional about it. It's work for me. It's work for me. So you know,
Yeah.
it's like I don't know. I'm kind of like apathetic to the whole thing.
Yeah, it takes me like, well, when I went on my first vacation, when my business started getting successful, I was like, if I take this week off, how many customers am I going to lose? You know what I mean? Because
Right.
what one of my businesses is such a cutthroat industry. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Oh, I just bought a new professional camera. I'm a professional now. Bullshit. You're not. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
need the skill to do it. But my mentality is like I'm missing work, and I didn't enjoy my vacation.
Right.
And now I still think about work until halfway through the vacation. Next thing you know, vacation's over.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So then I need a vacation from my vacation
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
because of the travel home and all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just it can't. I need to do that separation. Do you have any ways of hitting that switch? Because I can use that. Honestly, I'm honestly asking you.
In a couple words.
Or are you a sociopath?
No,
Sociopath?
in a couple words, it's gonna be fine.
That's what you tell yourself.
Even if you lost a client, you'll get another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
None of us are doing surgeries, operations, running EMS.
Everyone's replaceable, even a surgeon.
None of us are saving lives. There is
Right.
no actual emergency in anything that we do, even though we make it
Yeah.
to be so.
Right,
You know,
yeah.
it's all in our own heads.
Yeah.
So I like to think I'm pretty good at take care of it later. It's not going, my
Yeah.
work's not going anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, you've taught me a lot about that because I used to sit and just be attached. I'm still fairly attached to my phone, like when we're home, but not and like, oh my gosh, I have to respond right
Yeah.
now. Oh my gosh, right now. Like, oh, they just, commented. I need to comment back. Like, I used to be that on it,
Yeah.
and now usually by the time I go home, I don't usually bring my laptop home with me anymore.
I wish I could do
If
that.
I need to respond to something that is urgent, I can do it from my phone, which is great. But I really try to enjoy our mornings together, which is why I schedule all of our social media content in the morning so that at 7:30, my post drop, we're having coffee. Like, I'm not thinking twice about it.
Yeah.
I know that both businesses are covered. I know that, everything is going and we can enjoy time with our fur babies and together before the day starts.
That's good.
But it took me a long time to get there.
How many-
I still do it. She'll be doing whatever. I'll throw her phone across the room. I'm like,
Yep.
what are you doing?
It's true. It's true.
Good for you.
Yeah. And
I hope my wife isn't watching this right now.
and vacations for me are hard. In like when we went to Colorado to see your brothers while we were still building out the store and everything, we were doing documentation for it felt like 3 or 4 hours in the morning.
I think
It was a lot.
that was different. We had deadlines where we
Yeah.
had to get that stuff in.
That was hard.
So it was like we couldn't fully vacate because
Right.
this paperwork has to be submitted by, I don't know, whatever it was, the 15th or whatever day it
Yeah.
was.
Right.
So like we didn't have a choice.
Right. And we had never done any paperwork like that for grant funding and stuff. So we
that
were
was-
I still
tracking-
haven't.
That was a
I
learning
was-
I couldn't even
experience.
tell you where to start how to get a
my
grant.
gosh.
That's going to be another episode, I'm sure. But
That should be a whole thing
They're
that we
out
talk
there.
about.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm
yeah.
sure I could have gotten grant money, but I
Yeah.
never.
I'm sure you still can.
I'm sure I can too.
Yeah.
But that's where you guys come in.
Yeah.
That's what this show's all about. How to do things. All right. So as closing,
yeah.
do you have any final comments from actually both of you guys? Any final comments?
Any final?
Well, you already
comments?
said you need to disconnect. That's the main thing is disconnect.
Yeah. Don't stay disconnected, but disconnect when you can.
Yeah, it's
If you can develop that switch that he
Yeah.
specially has that not many people have.
Well,
try to-
I'll tell you where it came from. My whole life, I always did grunt work. So
Right.
I couldn't work if
Right.
I wasn't at work.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
I up until we worked for ourselves, I never needed a computer for my job at all.
Right.
I have a picture of him with 2 computers and a cat on his lap
Yeah.
when we were launching the
Yeah.
businesses.
It's
Why didn't
it's
you
true,
put that in the thumbnail?
it's true. Like when I work at the store.
Oh, yeah.
I'm good. I'll keep going, but like 1, 2 o'clock hits, I'm done. I can't do. My brain is like done. Like even my
Yeah.
eyes start getting all blurry looking at the computer screen. I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
But I could work physically for like 4 months straight. Like I can go nonstop all day, 15, 16 hours a
Dude,
day
you
on my
beast.
feet.
Yeah.
But you put me,
I see. I can do
but
the
you put me in
15
front of
hours,
it.
but not on my feet.
But I could do it on my feet all day long because it's what I did. I did conference services when I was in high school, and after that, even in the golf industry, I was in my feet all the time. I was back in hotels, restaurants. Like I did general labor. I did all the woodworking.
How
all that
old
stuff.
were you when you started Dusty Dude? I'm not trying to age you or anything.
No,
you're
that's
still
fine.
young, anyways. I'm older than both of you guys. So-
I'm getting close to 40 now.
Ooh,
Big
I'm gonna be
4-0.
55.
What was it? 2017, right? We started it. So that's 8 years ago. So I was 27.
Oh, that's kind of perfect sweet spot right there to start
Yeah.
a business.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially like, to anyone out there in their 20s,
Yeah.
work because you can. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and what you do in that time frame is you create the tolerance for how much shit you can put up with.
Right.
And in the hotel industry taught me a lot because I would work from some days 6 a.m. till 2 a.m. doing doubles, and then back at 6 a.m. the next day, flipping weddings and conferences
Yeah.
and all this stuff. Literally lugging tables and chairs around. Like that's what I did. I
Wow.
set conference rooms and banquet halls. But put me in front of a computer and like I'm a zombie in like a couple hours.
Right.
I leave work from the store and I'm like I'm cooked.
It's
I haven't
exhausting.
done anything. I've sat there.
You know,
all day. I'm
the
cooked.
sad thing is though, sometimes when you're that cooked, it feels good.
You
To
feel-
me.
you feel like accomplished.
Oh, like
No.
physically?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'll take a shower
yeah.
and I just like, oh, I'm so cooked, but it feels so good
Yeah.
in a way.
It does, yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't. It sounds like it
Yeah.
shouldn't be that way,
You
but
put
it
your
does.
feet up and they tingle a little bit. Yeah.
Well, it's just like working out. Like when people work out, when they're done working
Yeah.
out, they feel better.
Oh yeah.
They're exhausted and sore, but they feel better. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So it's basically the same thing, but mentally also
Yeah.
included. Any last comments there, Carol? The boss. She is
No.
the boss, by the way. I gotta get you a shirt that says the boss.
Boss lady.
Says
Yeah, boss lady.
mayor on my shirt.
You should get a tattoo that says that.
No, I don't think so. I think that it's really cool that people get to see you and you're not the man behind the curtain for once.
Love being the man.
I know
behind the
you
curtain.
do, but I think it's cool for people to hear more about your story and your insights. You do so much for both of our businesses. So it's been really special to have you on. So thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, guys, that's gonna do it for today's podcast. We will see you next week. Do we have a guest for next week?
No, I think it's you and I.
Me and you again?
Yeah,
Giving out advice.
that's us.
Okay, guys, that will do it for today. We
All
will
right.
see you next week.